Yes guys, and a welcome from me. This is Championship Manager 0102, the king of the dugout, Season 1, March conclusion. Now it's taken me a while to get some time to do some recording, so let's go all in here. The king of the dugout. Now I don't think I did one in the previous month, but what a fucking first season we are having for our king of the dugouts. Let me remind you that we are down to 9 strong. We had William McGregor pull out with Glasgow United. We had Matt pull out with Inter Yannan. Let me also point out, guys, as we come towards the end of Season 1, we are looking at recruiting. Now, if anyone that's followed this thinks to themselves, you know what, wouldn't mind to go on that, give us a shout, we're at the right time now. Naturally, you'll be playing catch-up, but this is all good fun. Let me know, drop a comment, send me an email, I can quite easily give you the email address, and so on and so on. So, where to start? We're on Danton, it looks like it's loaded in Danton, but let's get straight to the table. That is where we are at now. This is really the home straight. Connor Marchbank's Football Heritage lead the way. Bizarrely, Jesper's been up there all season, but it's clear as a bell to see. Jesper has 3 games in hand. 93 points for Football Heritage, 91 points from Jesper's AC Run Mansion. You'd certainly be fancying Run Mansion to still win the title, but regardless, both have already confirmed their top 7 at least finish in place. Fritzl Palace, Lee Sharples. I mean, if you looked at the last month, you'd probably work out that he's had a much better month during the month of March, and he too has guaranteed a playoff spot. 5 clear of Almo St Helens, who are in 4th place. I think it's going to be touch and go between those two. Me personally, I think Fritzl Palace has no doubt had one of the weakest teams out of all our human managers, so he's really exceeded expectations, has Lee Sharples. Almo St Helens Town, he's had a bit of unfortunate news with a long-term injury to one of his players, but you know what, we'll see how we go. Orange is the New Black, Mark Rutgers is still looking for the top 3. He had a tough start to the season. I think he's almost confirmed his playoff spot. I mean, what is he? He's 13 clear with 7 games to go, or 6 games to go. Murder on the dance floor, Stuart Danton. Well, he's had a tough start to the season, but he finds himself in the all-important top 7, 73 points. Inter Yannan, of course, Matt dropped out halfway through the season, which meant we had to retain Inter Yannan in the game as they were with an AI manager. But obviously everyone's got the same disadvantage with regards to that. Chicken Curry, Trevor Choi, he's had a bit of a horrid time of late. He's now finds himself 1 point outside the playoffs, but he does have that game in hand, as you can see. A quick note there in 10th place, Glasgow United. That was, of course, William McGregor, who also left mid-season, and he too, we've had the same issue as we did with Inter Yannan, and they've incidentally, since having an AI manager, and I think it was someone well known, weren't it? Lothar Matthäus, they've actually started to do well. Now, regardless, however they do, we will kick them out the game. We'll keep them in the game with no team, but we will put them out the game and replace them with a proper league team. Sunday Strikers, Philippe Dirala, 62 points. It's been another woeful last couple of months for Big Phil. 8 points off the playoffs, a game in hand. I don't know if he's not out of it yet, is it? He's not out of it yet. And finally, Wayne Chester, who continues to just do shit. He continues to do shit, but it is what it is. But we're going to start with Wayne Chester, and you may already gather, Wayne Chester 2, and the reason behind that, if we go to, let's just go to somebody else for a minute. Wayne Chester 2, yeah, you know what's coming here, don't you? You certainly know what's coming here. So we're going to bring out, firstly, just before I go any further, that is Almo's injury hit player, Daniel Huss, out for 11 months. I don't think he'd be too bothered, but he was a very important player. But sorry, going back to the subject in hand, and it was there. Wayne Chester was sacked as manager of Omist Rolling In FC. It was a deserved sacking. It really was a deserved sacking for Wayne Chester. So Football Heritage, Connor, I mean, he'll enjoy top spot. I mean, he's got top spot at least for a month, so to speak, you know, and at least for a video and for an update, because we do it by the months. Let's firstly then go to the Vans Trophy. That is our final setup. The man himself, Jesper Ronman, is in the final against Hereford. And if we look at this semi-final, he was Sunday Strikers in the semi-final second leg, 2-2 the second leg, and he won the first leg very convincingly, deservedly. I think it's fair to say it was a deserved first leg victory. Let's just have a check at that second leg. Yeah, probably a fair result. Did very well though. Take nothing away from Jesper. Came from 2-0 down here after 26 minutes. So a bit of a shitter for Philip Dural. It really is. But Jesper is on the brink of a trophy. Over to the FA Cup. We have no human players involved anymore because Jesper was the last man standing. He was eliminated to Fulham, as you can see right there, 2-1. A bit of a harsh one, probably a draw was a fair result, and he obviously didn't pick up any money for that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Jesper is eliminated. But let's stay on the subject of Jesper. Let's stay on the subject of Jesper right there. What an absolute remarkable victory. Now, you could argue, right, I had a discussion with Mark Whittaker about AI. They tend to play a weakened team depending on their opponents. It was something that Mark identified. Very, very good point. And if we look at Arsenal's lineup here, take nothing away from Jesper, because they've still got Figo, who they've obviously purchased, Franny Jeffers, but the likes of Vieira, Thierry Henry, you know, they were never to be seen in that lineup. So the lineup's a little bit questionable, particularly defence, but you know what, let's take nothing away from Jesper. He has won the League Cup, deservedly so, and of course as a result he looks bound for the second division. He'll be in Europe next season. You know, that is a short and long. He's been making money left, right and centre. He's in the Vans Trophy final. What a fucking season Jesper has had. Let me remind you that with regards the Vans Trophy, should Jesper lose that game, should he lose that game after extra time or penalties, he will get a reward money for a draw after 90 minutes. That was the amendment, and everyone's had that throughout the time. And of course, a good example of that was the FA Cup. There was a draw, weren't there, somewhere? Where was it now? Football Heritage. They drew with Leeds. They drew with Leeds right there. You've got a feel for Connor in respect of Leeds. They eliminated him out of the League Cup undeservedly, and they've eliminated him out of the FA Cup at the second time of asking. I think if we look at the league table at the minute, if we go back to the table, I think inevitably Football Heritage are going to do it. I think Jesper will easily do it. I think Jesper will win the title. What do I think? 7 games to go. Fritzl 89, St Helens 84. Fritzl, I mean, I would love to see Fritzl do it, because I think he would be one of my managers of the season, probably behind Jesper, if Jesper goes on and wins the Vans, which he possibly will. He'll possibly win the title. But I think Lee has done a fantastic job with Fritzl. Almo hasn't had an easy job. I mean, Almo and Orange is the New Black, they didn't have the best sides in the world. I felt Murder on Zidane's floor from Stuart. I felt he had a squad capable of challenging for top 3. But I hope at least Chicken Curry or Sunday Strikers do climb into the top 6. I really do, because it'd be great to see all our guys battled in. We're only going to have 2 more months left, the April and the May, and it's going to be epic. It really will be epic. Let's have a look at the player stats. Football Heritage's Onasimo still leads away, 809, 24 goals, 15 assists. Ridiculous, isn't it? In terms of second is Javon of Orange is the New Black. Let's have a look at the goals. The leading goal scorer is Javon, of course. 29 league goals, 28 league goals, 29 total. Mohamed Farouk of Fritzl is in second. Let's have a look at our assists, and that's close, isn't it? Look at that. Now that's interesting. Justin Walker 17. AI's Mansfield 17. Scott Huckabee. Now that's interesting, because I don't think he was one of Lee's initial starters. Lee, it's worth you noting this. 17 league assists from Scott Huckabee. I mean, we all know who Scott Huckabee is. So, great stuff. And it's hard to say what I think is going to happen from here on. I can guess. I mean, I think Jesper will win the title. I think Connor will get promotion. Fritzl have got a good gap. Now let's take a look at the forthcoming games, and there you see the first game of April. What a mouth-watering game that's going to be. As Football Heritage go to Chicken Curry, AC Run Mansion entertain Fritzl Palace. Wow. Okay, Mr. Rolden FC take on St Helens. Sunday Strikers against Chicken Curry. Big games all around. What are the games in hand for Jesper, of course? Another big one for Jesper. I say big one. He'll fancy his chances to beat Wayne. No disrespect, Wayne, but fuck me, you've done shit. St Helens against Sunday Strikers. A battle of two of our guys. Omis Rowling taking on Murder. I mean, Omis Rowling, Wayne Chester, he's got a difficult month, hasn't he, ahead of him. Sunday Strikers against AC Run Mansion. Very, very interesting. Another game in hand there for Jesper. Chicken Curry against Omis Rowling. Another difficult looking game for Wayne. And I'm guessing this could be one of the last ones of the month. We all have separate games there. That's interesting, isn't it? And then another game in hand for Jesper on the 29th. Oh, and on the 1st. Now, that will obviously be the start of next month. Wow. Unbelievable. Now, before I go, guys, I'm not going to indulge into the bank accounts like I did last time. But what I will say is our deadline is this coming Sunday for the team submission. And let me remind you, the last submission we had also saw Bosmans. Now, Mark Whittaker set up a Bosman. It's some managers have landed players. Those players will arrive at the end of the season. Some players will land players providing they sort of get promotion or sort of get X amount of wage bill. Just to remind you, the wage bill starts at £1,000 per week for every player, plus an additional £100 per league win. So as you can see, Football Heritage and Jesper Ronman's Run Mansion, their current wage bill is £3,900. If they've gone for a player on a Bosman who wants £4,000 a week and they've agreed with the luck of the wheel, it's got to be on the condition they get those wages. If it doesn't happen, that deal will fall through. Some players will move on condition that they get promoted. I think, right, Wayne has got 4 players coming, 2 of which are done deals, 2 of which are promotion dependent. Well, he's not going to make promotion, so those 2 deals are going to be dead in the water. But it is what it is. And that's it from me, guys, on the latest instalment. And until next time, it's take it easy.